We're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Allegiance Way Daily Dose. I am thrilled to introduce Lisa White, who is our guest today, to talk about thriving in the digital age, thriving in the virtual age with real estate. Welcome, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's crazy freezing where I am. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm grateful that you and I got to talk a little bit before we went live with everyone else. I'm thrilled to hear about how you have been adapting to the virtual world. So jump in and tell everybody a little bit about what you told me about how you are adapting to running your business during social distancing.
Thank you so much, Amy. Adjusting is one of those things that we've got to do in life, right? We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring us. So we've got to be willing to change. Just
Yes.
a few minutes ago, let's talk about it. The camera, for example, how I'm looking at it, we've got to be nimble, flexible. And so with that being said, who would have thought the coronavirus would be coming around and force us to change?
Yeah.
Right? Right? And so I had to do a quick assessment and make those adjustments. Lucky enough, I've been watching you all on Zoom and seeing how successful you've been.
Yeah.
And purchased the platform probably about 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
and I've been using it with my clients, and it's been going really well.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you told me that you saw us doing these broadcasts and you jumped right in. You contacted Jerusalem at the office and you got help and you got all set up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I've been playing around with it, creating different backgrounds and things. I've also been using it with my network. So
Wonderful.
I'll host um, happy hours, like friend meetups, sisterly love meetups, different things, because I know that balance is important, especially in these stressful times.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do that on a regular basis? Do you have anything scheduled that you do or is it impromptu?
So oftentimes we'll do it on Fridays, but sometimes we'll do it other days. So, for example, I'm in a sorority, and so we're reading the 21-day financial fast. What
Mm,
a better time than now to talk about finances, right? So,
yeah.
one of the things that I've been doing as far as my business is going back and looking at my credit card and all of my expenses that I'm incurring within the business and identifying what marketing's working and what's not. So, what I can get rid of expense wise and what I might want to bring on. For example, additional technologies now to help my business grow.
I love it. You are paving the way for something that I want to share with everyone. I think it's going to be Thursday's Daily Dose. We're going to be talking about exactly what Lisa just said, putting all of your resources in one place on a spreadsheet and track all your expenses and make sure you're fully utilizing the tools that you have at your disposal. So we're doing that on Thursday. Good timing, Lisa.
Excellent.
You told me about your buyer presentations that you're doing via Zoom. Can you tell everybody about that?
So, absolutely. For example, I had a client that was referred to me a couple of weeks ago, and we've been talking on the phone. However, I wanted him to go ahead and sign that listing agreement, I mean, our agency agreement, so we can move. So I shared the Zoom platform with him. We came on board. We literally spent 2 hours. Yes, I did say 2 hours going through his questions. So we went, first of all, I built the rapport,
Mhm.
talking about Easter, how he's feeling during this time and season
Yeah.
that we're going through, because this is just a season. In life. We've got different seasons. And so this is one we didn't expect, but we've got to be flexible and nimble
Yeah.
and realize that we'll get through this. We'll get through this. So with that being said, um, he would ask questions such as, well, I'm hearing that the real estate market, housing market may crash. Price points can go down in the future. So my response was, this is true. We don't know what tomorrow looks like at all. But what we do know is where we are now. We know that we got lower interest rates right now. And we know the prices of the properties. And so I started bringing up the comps and everything that I had been sending him, well, properties I've been sending him. What we also don't know is the qualifications that will be coming up. We already know that the credit requirement, for example, we used to be able to get loans through with a 580 credit score.
Sure.
Not anymore. Not anymore. So we do know what today brings. However, we don't know what tomorrow brings.
That's a really good point. You can lean on what you know. Tell us a little bit more about how you could possibly cover 2 hours, keep someone engaged for 2 hours on Zoom.
It was actually, it was a lot of fun for me because he would ask me a question. So first, let me share my setup. So
Yeah.
I've my Mac Air in front of me. I've got the iPad to the left, and I've got my iPhone to the right. So he'll ask me a question, and I'm over here searching, and I'll find the answer, and then I'll say, "But you know what? I'm seeing this, but actually, let me show it to you." So I'll go into for example, we went on SDAT. We went out, he asked me a question. So I see that the taxes in one county's higher than the taxes in the other. That's what I've been told. I said, yes, but I can't remember what the tax rate is. Let me go out and pull this document. So I was literally going out, pulling documents, real time, showing him those documents. I actually I did the statistics. He wanted to know the statistics to statistical information as it pertains to what property values are like in Prince George's County
Mhm.
since last year, and the same in Montgomery. I pulled it up like that. I went to Smart Charts. Boom, boom, boom. Here it is.
Yeah.
So that's what took quite a while to answer all of his questions, and he did have someone with him. So I was actually answering questions from both of them.
That's wonderful. I'm glad that you're sharing so much detail, and I hope everyone listening is taking Lisa completely seriously. I am a huge proponent of buyer presentations, and I find that agents often push back on me and say no one would sit still for that. And Lisa is living proof. Her potential client did sit still for it and probably really appreciated the information, correct?
Absolutely, because we became friends. We connected better over the video, much quicker than we had been over the phone because we were able to see one another and find out more about one another. He was willing
Wow.
to open up more.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, how else are you using virtual technology to keep your real estate business going?
So, just so you know, I'm actually not even in Maryland right now, wherever it's at. I'm down in Virginia Beach, so
Mm.
I'm truly virtual. Uh, Truly all virtual. So, because I had cancer at one point, so my system's a little compromised.
Mm.
Therefore, I actually have an agent who's doing my showings with my buyers.
Okay.
So, one example is I have a buyer who's looking at properties. I'll do the research. I'll identify the properties. I will schedule the showings. I will go in and schedule the showings. I
Mm-hmm.
will create a group text with the agent and the buyers, and they'll have the schedule and everything down on what time they're supposed to be where. I've already spoken with the agents, and so my show agent will just go and unlock the door. My
Mm-hmm.
buyer called me via FaceTime, and we're walking through the house. I've got the listing up on my computer. I can answer various questions for them there. I can also do other research. On one property, I even ran a quick comparative market analysis for them because they were trying to tell me that the property wasn't worth X Y Z, and
Hmm.
so because I know how to run them pretty quickly. It's not that
Yeah.
difficult. And so I was able to give them that information real time. If I was in front of them, I wouldn't have been able to provide that information as quickly.
Right. That's a really good point. Now everybody's going to want to have their person on the ground and then be in the office real time.
Exactly,
You could
exactly.
maybe when we're no longer social distancing, you could flip the script and your assistant in the office could be pulling comps while you show properties, but it depends.
Absolutely. Hey, of course I'm paying. Hey, gotta pay to play, baby. So, so she's like, send me some more. So it's been going well. That's the other thing that this is really, really showing me. I know that oftentimes things happen and we have to depend on one another.
Yeah.
But when you have people that you can depend on, I
Mhm.
mean, this young lady, she's gone out and she's gotten lock boxes for me. She's picked up signs for me. Of course, I'm paying her. And she's going to get a piece of the pie. when we
Yeah.
write that contract, which we're doing today. So it's a win-win.
That's wonderful. Now, when you and I were preparing for this broadcast, you told me that when you have these virtual buyer presentations, you're able to cover the documents, cover the contracts. You're able to do so much more than maybe you would have if you had just met at the property.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I've been doing is uploading the documents right there on Zoom while with the client. I literally just jumped off a call to jump on with you all because I had a contract to come in on a property, and so scheduled the time with
Mhm.
my client. So they're literally sitting on the screen. I mean, and I always call it loving on one another. So I'm cutting up with them. They're cutting up with me. We're going through the documents, and this client is very detailed. She wants to see those plats right then before she signs. So
Yeah.
we're literally, trying to see who can find the information first online. So I'm having fun with it.
That's wonderful. I wonder how many of these techniques do you think you will keep even long after social distancing?
Plenty, plenty. But let me share with you. So
What?
this isn't new for me in that I'm a certified project manager. So when
Okay.
I was working for Verizon, I actually ran projects virtually, globally. So we had different people in different places. The only difference was I could not see them and because we were on a conference call.
Right.
However, this is a value add. Now
Yeah.
I've got technology to work with, and so I'm able to do more. And I'm that person who enjoys change. And if I find something new, or if I see someone else doing it, I'm like, I can do it too. If they can do it, so can I. So
Good
it's
point. Well, I hope anybody who is intimidated by technology will know that you can learn all these things a little at a time. And we all have our stumbling blocks. We had a little audio problem before we went live, scrambled and fixed it. So please don't be intimidated and fail to jump in and try these things. You will get better with practice. Okay, tell us about your listing side. How are you using all these virtual technologies for listings?
okay. So, for example, if I have a lead, I will have a Zoom, and I have a listing presentation as well. We'll go through the listing presentation.
Mhm.
As far as um, me seeing the property, we can do the FaceTime, and they can walk me through the property to see the property virtually.
Yeah.
Right. So the other thing is in regards to comps. I've always done virtual comps in that I'll run the comps, send them the link
Mhm.
so they can see the properties as well as they can see my CMA. So we're going to go through the CMA first. And oh, by the way, let me show you how this property looks in comparison to your property.
Yeah.
So we can have, a better understanding of why your property should be valued at this versus this.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Now, in regards to, for example, I have had a property. It went live on a Saturday. We had showing on a Monday, no, showings on Sunday. We had a contract on Monday. And that was right when everything was going on and I was here. Um, However, I created that COVID-19 protocol,
Yes.
the presentation that you all had.
Yes.
Because when all of this broke out, I'm like, oh no. We can't have people out there acting like cowboys and Indians and we all get sick. So I got to come up with visual. And so when I was a project manager, I used creative PowerPoints and everything all the time. So that's why I love them.
Yeah.
They're colorful. It can be pretty. So I created that document. So I send that document out to my clients, out to agents before they go and show the properties and everything. And so it's basically saying what COVID-19 is,
Mhm.
and how we're going to proceed forward. So, for example, if you want to see one of my properties, I want to see your pre-approval letter before I authorize you to go and see the property. And if you go to see the property, then I want you to wear a mask and gloves so no one gets sick.
Yes.
The other thing is if their client isn't ready to actually write an offer, then we can show the property virtually. Now, of course,
Yeah.
I have a professional photographer to go out and take a photo and video footage. However, sometimes that's not good enough, right?
Yeah.
So with this one client, the sellers were willing to do a live video. So my thing is, you can have an open house anytime,
Yeah.
a private house.
Yes.
And so I created a Zoom
Mhm.
meeting, It was myself, the buyer agent, the buyer, and the seller. The
Yes.
seller, she logged in from into Zoom from her cell phone, and she walked around the house from the outside,
Mhm.
walked in and showed the property and answered questions along the way.
That's phenomenal. And it's all in that one space, just like you and I are in the same space now. Yes.
Guess what? I don't spend gas. I don't have to go and buy food out while I'm there, so I'm saving time, money. I don't necessarily have to get fully dressed either. Just put it, take on, something presentable,
Yeah.
professional, and keep it moving.
Well, and you're saving the client's time as well. I
Yeah,
had a coaching client share with me that she thinks we have learned so much in this virtual time. She said, think about the poor sellers who were packing up their kids, packing up their pets, scrambling to clean before someone would come over, only to find out that they hadn't done their basic due diligence around, is this the neighborhood they want? So I think we're saving potentially our sellers a lot of headache. Send the Google Earth, send the virtual tour, do these virtual showings, and provide a lot better service than we ever have before.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I hate to say that there's a blessing in this because I don't want to sound insensitive, but I think there are remarkable lessons to be learned for all of us.
Absolutely. When things are going south, there's always opportunity. And
Yeah.
just keep looking up and looking forward and realize that there's opportunities out here. We just have to figure it out. A
Yes.
lot of times people have figured it out. We've just got to be willing to jump on board.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And those of you who are Remax Allegiance agents watching this, make sure that you're engaging, make sure that you're taking full advantage of everything your remarkable brokerage has to offer you. Lisa, I also wanted to ask you about some of the other things that you do with video beyond the buyer transaction and the seller transaction. You actually stay in touch with your sphere of influence via video. Can you tell us about that?
So I have Bomb Bomb. I love Bomb Bomb. I use Bomb Bomb. So they send out, of course, they're sending out the newsletter and different things on a regular basis, managing my social media. However, I will create a video from time to time and send it out. So recently, I created a video to just check. It was a check-in. It was called Wonderful Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday. And so I just talked about what we're going through and some of the things that they can do to stay healthy. And I also shared with them something that I had been doing. So, excuse me, I had been loving on one another,
Yes,
other people, what I
yes,
love doing, right?
yes.
So I would I would go in my pictures, my photos, and identify photos that I loved, and I would send that photo to the person who's in there with me or a video.
Yeah,
It just puts a smile on people's face, especially when we're going through all of this and you don't know who's going through what. So that if I can just put a smile on someone's face, that's all that matters. And you know what? That little touch is going to go extremely far because I reached out to them when they were going through it. So many people locked in their house and can't get out and want to. So if I can put a smile on someone's face, that's all I want to do.
that's wonderful. For those of you who don't have Bomb Bomb video email, either check it out or don't overthink it. You can send videos just via your smartphone device, and I strongly recommend it. I think we've all heard that if you think of somebody, reach out to them. Someone crosses your mind, take care of it then, do it then. And I've been doing more and more with video texts. I texted my mother from underneath my desk the other day. I was down there trying to fix something, and I thought of her, cracked her up. She got a video from underneath my desk. But these types of authentic touches, I think, go a really long way. And I appreciate you setting the example, Lisa. Now, I wanted us to take a step a little bit back and talk about the big vision that you have for your business. And I'm actually going to share your slides because I think you have so much to share with regard to your passion and your commitment. And you've done such a great job of preparing these slides. We'll see how much of this content we can get through in the time that we have. But I think your passion and commitment to real estate is really valuable. So I want to share it. So let me find it. There it is. All righty. Can everyone see? I hope so. How about Lisa? Can you see your slides?
See it.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Okay. So I was really, really pleased to see what you put together here. And so if you could just speak a little bit to some of the mindset that you bring to your business.
Okay. So I created this slide because I think that there's always tips that we can share with one another. And so for me, the first thing you got to do is have faith in whoever your God is, but have faith in yourself and others, because it takes all of us to come together in order to get things done. And then, as I mentioned before, we've got to be flexible. In order to live, you got to be willing to change, because nothing's going to stay the same forever. So we've got to be flexible and embrace change. And then we've got to take action, because if during this time, if you sit still in fear, you're going to miss out on a lot of business. And also, it's not healthy. I'm extremely driven in life. I like to make things happen. I've had other businesses, and haven't always been successful. But I have this saying: sometimes you got to fall back to leap forward, which means sometimes you're going to have to, step back, identify. Also, talk about a SWOT analysis, looking at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and identify what your strengths are. But you got to look at those weaknesses too, because that's where you're going to find those golden nuggets, so that you can work on during this downtime, so that your business can grow forward. You've got to be hungry. Many of us were at the Remax conference in Vegas, right? And as Brown said, you've got to be hungry. So we've got to be hungry to learn and to grow. And you've got to be determined. Perseverance, have that perseverance, because without perseverance, you'll never cross that finish line.
Oh my goodness, that is so well said. Have a seat. That's
Come
fantastic.
on in and have a seat. So we are literally in virtual reality, right? Because life does not stop. And people really are still out here buying and selling real estate. I know that I'm writing contracts, contracts are being presented to me, and there's a lot of business going on. I had a friend who just referred me to his son, but his son's not going to be buying until the fall. So he sent me a text last night, and it was an article. I think it was something from that was on MSNBC, and it said that in this spring, 35% of our business, we're going to lose 35% of our business or something like that. And
Mm.
I just said, thank God I live in the DMV, because we're still doing quite a bit of business. So my thing is, we've got to manage what goes into our mind, because
Mhm.
if we listen to others, they will put us in this box. But
Yeah,
in the world, there is no box. The only box that exists is our mind.
that's powerful.
I am a professional who's willing, ready, and capable. And so I've got to own that. And so those are one of the things that you've got to do a lot of times: say positive affirmations to yourself, so that you can stay on board. And then in regards to change, and that's helping people with their real estate needs in a safe and healthy way according to the COVID-19 protocol. Now,
Yeah.
we've all been about helping people with their real estate needs. We just got to make that change and embrace it. We've got to make sure ourselves as well as others are safe and happy. And the adjustments, more partnerships, like I've done with my show agent.
Mhm.
And she's a successful agent just like I am. I really appreciate her so much, because she's still willing to go out here and assist me with helping to get things done, and then she's going to get paid for it. So it's a great partnership.
It
We've
is.
got to wear masks, gloves, use the wipes, more virtual meetings, and no more show and tell. So there's no more show and tell, guys. I've literally got a client right now blowing up my phone, telling me he wants to see this $1.4 million house, and I'm working and I'm swiveling over and I'm saying, send me that pre-approval letter.
Yes.
There's no more show and tell.
Good job. Good job. I think we need to make all of our buyers do their due diligence. Look at the Google Earth, take the virtual tour, really make sure that they want to be in the property.
Okay, so virtual real estate. So
Yeah.
once again, it's about that project management. I am a
Right.
project manager, and so we've got our business literally is project management. You got in project management, you got a beginning and you got an end, right? And
Mhm.
so we'll get a client, and we got to identify what their needs are, what deliverables we have, and if we can treat it as a project, we'll be much more successful. The other thing is training, getting what training we need to have in order to be successful. Managing teams virtually, um, So our team, when I say team, I'm talking about the lenders, the title company, the clients, the buyers, everyone, because it requires all hands on deck to be successful in our business. That's one of the terms we used to use in project management all the time. And then the virtual tools. So we've got Zoom to use, we've
Mm-hmm.
got FaceTime, WhatsApp, Skype, so many different tools at our
Yeah.
fingertips to help us be more effective and efficient in running the business.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're not even having to be at the settlement table to collect the check.
Good point. Yeah. Incredible options.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, virtual business success tips. So, be prepared. Plan for your meeting in advance. So, you might want to make sure that you do a test run. For example, this,
Yes.
this weekend I was on with Melissa and
Yep.
we did a test run because I had not used StreamYard before.
Yes.
Then we jumped on early because
Mm-hmm.
there's always going to be something that comes up.
Yep.
So you got to do that test run. And then if that fails, you got to have the backup plan. In real
Yes.
estate, in project management, we call it disaster recovery, having making sure that we've got something that we can switch over to, which is what we did. I was
Yeah.
on my air initially, just 5 minutes before the show started. Then we jumped over. I jumped over to the iPad because we needed to be. That's part of being flexible and being willing to embrace change to get
Yes.
things done. Let's see, test your equipment, backup plan. Okay, be ready because you are always on stage. So
Yes.
from the time you pick up the telephone to
Yeah.
whether you're on a video call, if you're walking out the door, going to wherever, we're always on stage, and we've got to remember that.
Yes.
And virtually, someone could be recording you. We just don't know. So
That's
we've
true.
got to make sure that we're looking the part, we're speaking the part, and we're ready because we're all capable. And if we're not, there's opportunity, plenty of opportunity for training.
That's true. To learn and
Let's
grow.
see. Be appealing. So have that energy, appearance, and organizational skills. Be imaginative. What did I say? There's no box. The only box is our mind.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times people will say the millennials, get the millennial to do it. If I want the millennial to do it, I want them to show me if I can't figure it out. But the other thing is Google it, YouTube it. There's so much information out here to help us get through. And then we've got our Remax Allegiance family who's got so much information
Yes.
um, and tools. Virtual business success. So we can go on to the next slide.
I will. I would just want to interject for anyone who's intimidated by your incredible vivacious energy and feel like maybe they don't have enough of your on-screen charisma. I just want to encourage you, this can be learned. I had a coaching client a couple of years ago who sent me his first video and it was so bad I wasn't even sure how to respond. And he just has kept after it and he does extraordinary with video now. He does amazing, amazing work and it just took practice. So don't be intimidated by Lisa. Take her advice.
Oh, guess what? I was in Toastmasters for 2 years, which helped me.
Wonderful.
It actually helped me with speaking. So that's just something that you might want to do, not in regards to videos necessarily, but it definitely does. My
Mm-hmm.
virtual world. So once again, call and love on people. While we're down, we got this downtime or inside time. Call, reach out, and touch someone. I created a custom COVID-19 protocol presentation, and I've shared that with some others on various calls. But it definitely does come in handy. It makes you look very professional and on your game. Create videos for individuals and social media. Use BombBomb. We discussed that. Communicate on your social media platforms about different topics. So we've got to have balance during this time, and we've got to keep it fun, right? So I'm posting different topics, different things on Facebook, sometimes Instagram or LinkedIn. Just keep it light. I don't want to push right now. I'm not trying to push that I want to sell your house. My
Right.
thing, I want to make sure that you're safe and healthy and everything. And by the way, if by chance you are interested in real estate or you know someone, sure. But right now, I'm not trying to push that.
Yeah.
And it's working out. It is definitely working.
Great.
Um, have a balanced and fun life. So I've been walking. I did create a video while I was walking the other day,
Hmm.
and I did post that. And that actually did have some real estate information in it, but it had the beautiful trees with the blossoms and everything. Um, I've been exercising because I don't know about you all, but I've gained a couple of pounds because food around the time, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get out there in the sunshine and work because that helps me stay sane. Because if I'm listening to CNN or MSNBC all the time, it
Yeah.
can be very daunting.
Yes.
I was hidden in that space, and I said, I can't allow it to happen.
Mhm.
So I minimize the amount of time that I'm spending watching, and I'm keeping myself busy, whether it's creating presentations or doing some research or talking to people. There's always something to do. So I'm just trying to stay busy and make moves while I can't have this downtime.
That's great.
Be imaginative, use Zoom, create a new income stream. My thing is, there's a lot of businesses that are created during downtimes.
Hmm.
So, try to think out of the box.
Hmm.
Brainstorm, write your skill sets down, see what you're good at, see what's needed,
Hmm.
look to see what other people are doing. So those are just some of the things that I've been doing
Well, you can
during this.
develop a whole new niche in real estate. You can chase a whole new source of listings and buyers in this time if you get creative.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
talk.
I want to offer to send everyone to the allegianceway.com to take advantage of a resource there that they could use to do what Lisa has done here. Go look for the 50 free resources on the allegianceway.com and start posting those in your social media. There's so many incredible companies giving away their services right now. So be the one to share that good news with everybody who follows you on social media.
The virtual field of opportunity. So let's see. Seller consultations, as we discussed,
Yep.
seller presentations, virtual
Yep.
showings, we discussed that, provide professional videos, photos, and the 3Ds.
Hmm.
Um, perform virtual buyer present consultations. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Utilize multiple smart tools.
Yes.
We've discussed that. Network via social media. This is such a great time. Send out text messages to various people in your phones. Uh, record a quick video and
Yeah.
just send, even funny videos.
Yes.
Something silly. My sister and I have been sitting here doing things around, and I will video her cooking or doing something and then send it to a group of folks because we don't know what tomorrow looks like, but we know what today looks like. So while we're here, let's embrace it and have a good time.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's such good advice. Everybody, check out on this Facebook page. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you can go to the Allegiance Way Real Estate Systems group. We posted a link where Rico is offering 360 tours and a free camera if you pay for the year. So many resources for you here to take advantage of the things that Lisa's doing well. All righty, what else?
Let's see, manage to win. So ensure everyone understands the contracts and processes.
Mhm.
Remember, all hands on deck.
Yes.
All hands on deck means the buyers, the sellers, the lenders, the title company, the agents, everyone. If all of us come together, because we've all got a common goal to get across the finish line. So
Yes.
that's why we need all hands on deck. Tracking. Make sure you know the deliverables, your tasks, and your timelines. If you're not tracking it, make sure your transaction coordinator is doing so on your behalf. And expedite where you can. Project management, we call it fast tracking. And then remember risk management. Try to have backup offers, over communicate, over communicate, over communicate. Wear your masks and gloves, have your wipes, and remember all hands on deck. Have fun and be safe.
That's awesome.
Remember, we gotta breathe. We've gotta breathe and stay healthy. We've gotta do it, right? Um, be safe, have fun, have balance. You are not in this alone. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. I'm going to say it one more time. We are all in this together. Um, Remax Allegiance has these shows on a regular basis because they care. That's the bottom line. Remax Allegiance cares. And I want to say thank you to Charlie Bingle for all you do. I want to say thank you to Amy. You all are absolutely phenomenal. You don't have to do it. You're not getting paid to do it. But I thank you so for what you do as far as loving on not just Remax Allegiance, but the entire real estate industry community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, and thank you to everyone in the Remax Allegiance staff. You guys have such phenomenal support there in all your brokerage locations. So
We
high
do.
praise to Remax Allegiance. I'm glad you started that chain of praise, Lisa. Thank you so much for being on here and for sharing your insights, your passion, and your technical skill. I hope everyone got half as much out of this as I did. This has been recorded. You can watch it again. I really, really appreciate everything. Any final words, Lisa?
Let's see. Final words. Remember, look up and look forward, breathe, and we're going to get through this on the other side. The great thing that we've done during this time is realized all the different resources we have at our fingertips,
Yeah.
literally, literally.
Yes.
So that means when we come out on the other side, we're going to be able to do even more business.
Absolutely. Hear her. Hear what Lisa said. Take advantage of this time. You will have an extraordinary fall. You will have an extraordinary year next year. Fill the pipeline.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lisa. I look
You're
forward
welcome.
to meeting you in person when I make it out to where you are. That would be great.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned,
Absolutely.
everybody, for everything else that Remax Allegiance has to bring to you. Focus on the good things. Focus on what you can make better. See you next time. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.